All right, so that worked. All right, so what we're going to do, you've got a couple different toolbars, right? Up at the top left, this is some basic editing. This allows us to add some color to it. Obviously, there's an eraser. You can erase things. Some of these are fairly intuitive. Then you've got the draw toolbar. This is actually what we're going to use to create and draw shapes. And then you've got a modify toolbar. You've got a measurement and details toolbar. And then you've got a zoom and pivot around toolbar. The cool thing is, for the most part, if you can navigate through Revit and AutoCAD three-dimensionally and zoom in and scroll out, you're going to be fine in SketchUp. Navigating 3D land is no different than anything else. Has anybody done 3D stuff before, or is this everybody mostly 2D so far a little bit? All right, so this is all we're going to do right now. What I want you to do is, underneath the pencil, there's a rectangle. We're going to grab that rectangle and then just, left-click and make a box. What's that? You can't. It should be right under the pencil. Oh, is everybody's the same? Right under the pencil, there's a little rectangle with a red diagonal line through it. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. Erase, you can always just hit your delete button. Yeah. I never use the eraser. I'll show you guys how the eraser works. But yeah. Yeah, so we're just going to draw a rectangle. Also, I'm not doing anything to scale right now, right? Just drawing. So, everybody okay with does everyone have a little rectangle? So far, so good. I see a lot of rectangles. Excellent. All right. So now we're going to turn the rectangle into a box. So in the edit or modified tool on the right side, there's a little flat rectangle with an arrow coming straight up. That's push-pull. I'm going to grab the push-pull, I'm going to hover over my box, and I'm going to pull it up. And you'll see the box, the top of the box, turn into sort of a spotty kind of texture. My favorite thing in this is if you hit the space bar, so you'll notice you're still in a push-pull command after you push-pull it. Anytime you're in a command, if you hit the space bar, it'll turn you back into just a selection arrow mode. So in AutoCAD, escape is the magic button. In SketchUp, the space bar will kind of always take you back to a selection kind of mode, right? If you push your center scroll wheel down, hover over the box and push your scroll wheel down, it allows you to spin around and pivot, which also happens to be the orbit key. You can go to the orbit key and then use your left mouse key. So I like the three-wheel mouse, makes it super easy. If you just push your center button down, you're spinning around. If you scroll in or out, you zoom in or zoom out. If I want to go into the box, I just keep scrolling until now I'm inside the box. You'll notice that my box turned blue. The inside face is blue, the outside face is white. When I get completely totally lost and I don't know where I am, this little zoom extents button on the bottom left side will just zoom into everything that you've drawn. So far so good, right? Not rocket science. All right, just for fun, I'm going to select the top of my box. Let's not do the top. Let's do the side. I'm going to delete. Just use the delete button, and I'm going to blow out the side of my box. This is what I mean by facet modeling, right? Basically, what we've drawn is we've drawn a hollow box, right? It's a series of lines and faces. I can select the lines. I can select the faces. That's all it is. It is not a solid object, right? Software like Rhino is a solid modeler. It's a little bit different. It behaves very differently, but it still works. Now, the trick to this is let's say I have a line here, and I delete my line, what happened to the face? It went with it, right? You can't have a face without edges. The faces are totally dependent on having an edge. Now, the cool thing, if I come over here and take my pencil, and I draw that line back in, SketchUp just healed my entire box, because anytime it creates a solid object or a solid section of union of stuff, it adds those faces back in. So it's pretty straightforward. This is going to be the thing that gets to be a problem when you're modeling, is the faces disappearing, and when you're editing. The other thing that's a little tricky, I'm going to go hover over my move command, and this is cool as can be, but it's a little wild too. I can do a whole bunch of weird stuff with my shape by moving the edges. So now I just created some, I don't even know what that is. So all I did is I used the move command on the left side, and I just grabbed the edge, and I did some funny things with it. So now I've taken my box, and I've completely mangled it into this amorphic sort of thing. When you're drawing three-dimensionally, take some time every once in a while to orbit around and make sure you're drawing what you think you're drawing. Just like a perspective has depth issues, so does Sketchup from time to time. You think you're drawing one place and you're not. There are a lot of different shapes that I can draw. I'm going to grab a circle, and I'm kind of just doing a demo right now and having you guys play with me. I can take a circle and I can draw it right on the top of an existing face, right? I'm going to use the pan key, or you can shift and hold your scroll wheel. If you hold down shift key and scroll wheel, it'll zoom down, or I can go to pan and pan around if I need to. I'm going to push that circle straight up. I can draw on the sides of things. And you can make any wacky, ridiculous thing you want. Now, so notice how this has actually worked out really well. Notice how I said zoom around every once in a while and make sure that you're drawing where you think you're drawing. We were in this view right here, right? And I said, hey, I can draw a circle on top of this face. I missed it, right? Did you notice that? It's floating. I wasn't on the face. I thought I was on the face. From here, it looked like I was right on that face, right? This one I drew right on the face. Worked out perfect. This one, not even close. Not even close to the face. It went somewhere totally different. So that's why it's good to zoom around every once in a while, and you can go, oh man, wow, that's not good. You can get rid of this thing any way you want. I can use my eraser and just erase all the lines. Erasers don't work on faces. It only works on lines. Or you can just grab something and you can highlight it and then hit delete, and it'll go away. So let me just show you another little thing to be aware of. I'm gonna draw a circle. Oh man, that is wild. That is not what I meant to do. I'm gonna get rid of this. It's freaking me out. The other thing you don't see for some reason, the graphics card on my laptop, you're not seeing the selection box. There should be, when you guys pick things, there should be a selection box. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna draw a circle on one side of the face, and I'm going to draw the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to push that out. Alright, so if we look at my object, I've got this weird tube thing, right? So let's say I'm looking at my face like so, and I decide to get rid of that circle, and I'm going to select it. And I did a window crossing pick, right? So I selected everything in the window, and I'm just going to hit delete to get rid of the circle. Circle's gone, right? Notice what else happened. The one on the back is gone as well. Anything inside a selection window from here to eternity gets erased. If it existed inside that selection window, whether it was on that face or 10 miles behind it, is all gone. This ends really badly. I did a model one time where I deleted half of a rec center and didn't realize it until 2 days later, right? And it was just gone, because I had done a selection thing and deleted a bunch of stuff, and things way in the background disappear. So just be thoughtful when you're deleting. The better way to have done that would be to just select over here or do something different, to just make sure that I have a view where there aren't other things behind in the background on that selection window. All right, that's a quick basic intro to drawing in SketchUp, right? So far, so good?